Did you know that something as ordinary as buying a simple hamburger could lead to one of the most brutal crimes a small town had ever witnessed? This is the haunting true story of Joseph, a young man full of life, dreams, and love whose night ended in tragedy, all because of a chance encounter at a burger stand. October 5th, 2018. It was supposed to be an ordinary Friday morning. At 6 a.m., a woman preparing her 2 children for school received a message from her niece, Sarah. The text simply read, "Auntie Joseph is dead." Around 3 a.m., she froze. Her hands trembled. Tears streamed down her face. Just months earlier, she had seen Joseph alive and well, laughing, smiling, driving her to the bus stop. Now he was gone. Joseph was just 22 years old, the youngest of 3 brothers. Handsome, tall, with an easy smile and dimples that drew people in. He was kind, hard-working, musically gifted, and deeply in love with his fiancée Candice, who was living in Paris. They had plans, marriage, a future, a family. He had just bought a motorcycle, the symbol of his independence. Life seemed good. But all of that would change the night before, October 4th, 2018. That evening, after attending Mass, Joseph decided to stop by a burger stand. It was buy one, take one. He planned to bring home hamburgers for his parents and himself. The crew working there laughed and joked with him, charmed by his smile. But not everyone was laughing. Nearby, a group of drunken men watched closely. Among them was Bruno, a hot-tempered man who believed Joseph was flirting with the burger girl he liked. Enraged, Bruno confronted Joseph. "Why are you smiling at my girlfriend? Do you want trouble?" Joseph calmly replied, "I only bought food. What's wrong with that?" Barangay Tanid's local guards stepped in, warning Bruno to calm down. Joseph walked away, but as he left, Bruno's glare said it all. This was far from over. Later that night, Joseph hung out at his brother's store, strumming his guitar, sipping Mountain Dew, and snacking on his burger. Around 10 p.m., his friend James invited him to buy barbecue. Before leaving, Joseph borrowed James' wooden baton, just for protection. Something in his gut told him he might need it. At 11 p.m., Joseph rode home alone. The streets were dark, quiet, too quiet. Then engines roared. 3 motorcycles appeared, carrying 6 men, the same men from earlier, Bruno's group. They chased Joseph, shouting curses. "You won't survive tonight." Joseph sped through barangay after barangay, desperately trying to escape. He even passed his own home, but he didn't stop. He knew if he did, his family would be in danger. He kept riding, kept running. At one barangay hall, Tanid saw the chase and stopped the group briefly. Bruno laughed it off, claiming they were just playing. The guards let them go. Joseph thought he had lost them. He hid near the river, lit a cigarette to calm his shaking hands. His heart pounded like a drum in his chest. But the men were waiting. When Joseph emerged, they ambushed him, knives flashing in the moonlight. They slashed at him as he swung his borrowed baton in defense. He managed to break free, blood dripping from his wounds, and sped off again. Through 7 barangays, they hunted him like predators chasing prey. Their laughter echoed in the night, monstrous, inhuman. Near midnight, Joseph reached the church, the same church where, hours earlier, he had attended Mass. But this time, salvation did not come. The 6 men caught him. They dragged him down. They stabbed him again and again 38 times with double-edged knives. They beat him with his own baton. They kicked and stomped him until he could barely move. Joseph, clinging to life, crawled inch by inch toward the church doors. A cigarette still wedged between his bloodied fingers. He banged on the doors for help, but no one heard him. Moments later, he collapsed, alone, bleeding, in front of the very house of God. At 4 a.m., Barangay Tanids discovered Joseph's broken body. They rushed him to the hospital, but it was too late. His mother had dreamt of death that very night, a mother's instinct, a premonition of the tragedy. When she saw her son's lifeless body, she fainted in grief. Joseph's family was shattered. His fiancée, Candace, wept from Paris, unable to return. The police gathered CCTV footage, witness statements, and suspects, but justice moved slowly, too slowly. And to this day, Joseph's story remains a chilling reminder of how fragile life is, how a simple smile, a simple hamburger, can spark a chain of events leading to unthinkable darkness. This is not just a story of murder. It is a story of a family's grief, a mother's pain, and a young man whose dreams were stolen in the most brutal way. Joseph's last act was crawling toward the church, seeking light, seeking mercy, seeking peace. And perhaps in those final breaths, he found it. Remember Joseph, because behind every headline, every statistic, is a face, a family, and a future that could have been. Did you know a hamburger could cost someone their life?